What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. You trying to leave the hood? Quick tutorial 101. First, find a destination. Find a place, that is a fresh start. Maybe a completely different region. If you're in the north, the south. If you're in the east, the west. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, a city you always wanted to live in. But here's the thing. If you can move around and travel, go take a vacation as like exploration trip to explore. Don't go, like people go to Miami or this, that, the third. Go places that you think that you might possibly want to live. And then go to that city and be a tourist and a visitor in that city and see if it resonates with you. I remember going to Orlando. Didn't really feel it. I always thought I wanted to live in Vegas. Went to Vegas, wasn't really feeling it. Went to Tampa before, wasn't really feeling it. Charlotte, I did. I liked Charlotte. I must admit, Charlotte I like. Atlanta, yeah, I was feeling Atlanta. Ow, excuse me. Throat. The DMV, I ain't been in a while. But I always loved it as a kid, so I couldn't see any problems with that. But the thing about this is, that's the rule number one to leaving the hood. Right? That's rule number one. Go look at places. Go look at cities. Go look at you. Number two, when I say go from east to west or north to south, try a different climate. If you want to leave the hood, try a different climate. If you're in a cold city, go to a hot city. Straight up. Just try a different climate, because that might change your mood. Now, sometimes when people in hot places go to a cold place, because sometimes it gets hot and you get irritated, blah, blah, blah. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because sometimes the climate helps you acclimate better, because now you're not in that space. You know what I'm saying? The monotonous part of the weather and how people respond in that weather, you know that all too well. Now, number three, once you make that decision to move, do not move into the hood in another city. See, you can't try to leave the hood and then wind up living in the hood in another city, because you're just going to wind up with hood problems. So if you're going to go somewhere, just like you could, the part of the side of town that you may not be able to afford to live in your city. That's why you don't live there. That's why you're still in the hood. Violence, blah, 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 all that stuff. Don't be in that same scenario. Now, find a job, find employment, double down. Like, if you got to get a studio apartment, efficiency, whatever they want to call it now, and start small. That's one way to call it. If you're trying to leave the hood, you might be able to afford more in the hood, but get a little less outside of the hood for more price to get acclimated to a different way of living in a different place. So don't stay. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta stay, like, some people like staying near downtown. Some people like staying off of one of the main strips or near it. You know what I'm saying? Stay, either where the action is, depending on your age, which is another part. If you're trying to leave the hood, know your age. Like, are you one of those, if you're young, when you leave, be in the mix so you can go to a new city, network, meet new people, blah, 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 so you can be in the mix. If you're older, go to the family-oriented environments, or the out of the mix lounge type environments that are usually on the outskirts of the city that are away from the hood. You know, if you're trying to leave the hood, you know, I'm gonna tell you what you're not gonna want to hear. Um, if you have a vice, don't go tapping back in to you know, because a lot of times how people stay involved in the hood is through an addiction, whether it be weed, whether it be pills, whether it be syrup, whether, you know, lean, whatever you want to call it, you know, strip clubs, you know, just that, you know, and the other thing, if you're trying to leave the hood, once you get out, once you leave, I'm not saying don't come back, but what I'm saying is decompress. If you're trying to leave the hood, you got to decompress until it's, and decompress. It might take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year. Decompress to the point where the hood isn't normal anymore. Like I used to tell a story when I first got to college. I couldn't sleep because there were no gunshots, no helicopters, no, not helicopters really, gunshots and police sirens. Like it was so quiet and peaceful. I was free. I couldn't. It's like I needed the gunshots and the sirens. It was like a soothing thing. It might sound weird, but that's what it was. But for me, it was decompressing. So when I was able to get in peace and quiet like that on a regular basis, then it became a norm. And now I don't. If I go back to the hood, it's like I grew up there. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. But at the same time, it's like, look, I don't want to live here at this age. I don't want to be in this at this age. If you're trying to leave the hood, you got to do some things and change up some things, you know, because it's a completely different lifestyle. So that's why I said if you got to start with an efficiency and move up, do that, because you're paying for the peace of mind. So like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.